Hey, welcome back. We're back to gleaning from our garden. Now, we just made the carrot pesto. I still got my little carrot thingies in my my beet tops over here. Now we're going to make a radish top soup. So, first of all, I have to put 2 tablespoons of butter in my right there, in my pot here to start to melt. And then I've got my onion that I'm supposed to dice, which I had already kind of prepped that. I'm not a... Let me throw some of that in there and do some more. Now, it kind of doesn't matter how big you dice these, because this whole recipe is going to get blended. It's going to be a creamy soup. But it's a good way to use up your radish tops. I did not know they were even edible. How many years and how many years of gardens, and never knew they were edible. And my mom gardened for years. I mean, her whole life. She's 80-some, still gardens. She didn't even know you could eat them. So it's kind of interesting what gets passed down. And so anyway, we got these guys in here to start sauteing. Let me turn this up so we can... Oops, I think I just actually... Oop, I turned it the wrong way. I use my little hot plate in a lot of these videos because my stove, where it's at over here, is very difficult to video well without being all confined and yucky, so I don't like doing that. Okay, so what we need to do, what I'll do while I'm waiting for that, is I will take my potatoes out of here that I already peeled, and I will get here's our radishes. They've already been washed, and we're going to cut the little radishes off because you will use them later. So just cut them off, lay them off to the side. And if when you thinned out your radishes, if they were too small to use, that's okay. This one still has dirt on. I didn't get that one washed very good, so we'll just put him off over there out of the way. And double check that you did get them washed off good before you start cutting them and putting them in stuff, because we don't want dirt in our soup. Okay, so basically all we do now is just chop these up a little bit and put them in our measuring thing. We need 4 cups of chopped radish tops for this recipe. Look at that poor radish. He is not going to be used later. He's going to go over here to go in our... We have a little farm and we have sheep and stuff, so that will go out there for either the chickens or the sheep. They love that stuff. That's what I do with the potato peels too. Okay. Now, as you know, radish leaves they feel rough. They're kind of hairy on the back. You can eat them raw in salads. The taste is not bad. It's just that, eating that hairy, rough thing is kind of... Oh, wow. That tastes... I don't know what that flavor is. It's kind of like a lemony, peppery taste. Now, if you probably dice them up very finely into a salad with a lot of other greens, it might be okay. You can also saute with them, use them in a stir fry. It will add very unique flavors for sure to whatever it is you're making. Let me see if my butter's starting to melt a little bit here. So I'm going to wait a little tiny bit here, and I'm just going to keep put probably one more in there. Little dead leaf, we don't want that. Okay, that's probably good enough. And then I'm going to slice my potatoes and get this all ready while you're waiting for your onions to saute a little bit. And like I said, it doesn't matter how you... The only reason they want you to slice the potatoes instead of dice them, I think, is so that they cook faster, so do them kind of thin. But, you know, do whatever you, what works for you. Because what we're going to do here in a minute is we're going to, after these onions are done, we're going to dump these potatoes and the radish greens in there and coat them with the butter too. Okay, now we're finally getting some action going in here. So we'll let them get a little tiny bit more done. And I'll finish. Now it says 2 medium potatoes. To me, these potatoes were kind of little, so that's why I'm using 3. And I'm probably not as great a cutter as a lot of you are. And I use a steak knife. I know a lot of people use paring knives, and I don't know. I just like steak knives. I like the way they cut and everything, so that's just, I've always used them for that kind of thing. Okay, so now our onions are getting a little tender, so we're going to scoop our potatoes in there. And our radish tops. And then what I'm going to do, just so that these don't go to waste, I am going to chop up these leftover beet and carrot tops that we had left over from making our pesto earlier. And that should also add some interesting little flavors to this. And yes, you can use the roots. The roots are very full of nutrition as well and can be used. So yes, this is going to be kind of different and strange, but that's okay. So now we're going to mix this up a little tiny bit. And then what we need to do is, let's see, 4 cups. Yep. 4 cups of chicken broth. Because what you want to do then is you want to cook this. Actually, I think it's probably just the whole container. Yep, the whole container. Yay. So, now we'll just pour in our chicken stock. Whoops. There we go. Kind of get everything down under there a little bit, and then I'll put my... Okay. This has been simmering. Whew, gonna fog my glasses up. And the potatoes are all done. It smells wonderful. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it off the heat here and let it cool down for a little bit. And then we're gonna get it set up for the next stage, which is, actually I'm gonna take this lid off to let it cool more. And is we're going to blend it because it needs to be, it's going to be a creamy soup. So we'll be back in a couple. Okay, we're back. So our soup is cooked. It is still a little bit hot, but we are going to put it in here. Oops, and I'm getting it on the tablecloth. And grind it up a bit. And I'm going to do it this way so it's a little bit easier. Y'all, this actually smells really good. Now I'm going to dump the rest in here. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to pour this back into the pot and do the rest of it. Whoops, making a mess. Which I'm always very good at. I was always a messy cook. That's okay. Okay. So there's that. Now, if you want to, you could just serve it like this. You know, have it on there on your plate with a couple of pieces of buttered bread. You could put a couple of slices of radish on there to dress it up, whatever. Or what you can do is put in, or you can pour in, this is heavy whipping cream. You can pour in 1/3 cup into this. And look at, I'm going to stir it up here a bit, and then we're going to do another bowl with this so you can see the difference with the one bowl here without the heavy whipping cream. in one bowl with it. And we'll put a couple of little radish pieces on. Whoops, they just sunk right in. That was kind of useless, wasn't it? Okay, now we are going to do our taste test and see whether this is... So first, without the cream, oh wow. You know, it's a lot just like a potato soup, but obviously with more flavor to it. Let me try this one here. Yeah, it's just creamier is all. So this is actually really good, guys. Really good. I would make this again. I hope you guys try it because it is really, really good. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye.